In Fox 5 Health News, Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico. You know that. The storm damage could also have a big impact, though, on the availability of common drugs used here to treat cancer and diabetes and obesity. That's because the island is home to dozens of pharmaceutical plants.
All right, joining us now, Dr. Devi Nampiaparampil, Fox 5 contributor from NYU School of Medicine, and I was completely unaware that that was a situation.
Me too.
Me too, actually, because a lot of these companies don't reveal where they make their drugs or devices. It's considered proprietary information, so we might not know that at first. I mean, some might tell us, but not otherwise. But in this case, now, so many weeks after the hurricane, obviously the people are the priority, but now we're hearing about some of these secondary effects, right?
Sure.
So the fact that there's now no electricity, a lot of these major companies or manufacturing plants, they have generators, but they don't have the diesel to run the generators, right? So now the manufacturing is starting to take a hit. Moreover, you know, you have employees that have to work at the plants. They can't get there because they can't get past the roads. Yeah, exactly. They have their own things to take care of. I mean, luckily, it seems that some of the companies are trying to look out for their employees and get them supplies and get them other things. But it's not that easy because if the phones aren't working, how do you know what's happening with each person or what's going on?
And as I can't imagine these are in the middle of San Juan, let's say.
Yeah, and as a result, right, then, you know, you have these drugs that maybe they had a certain supply in stock, but if they can't manufacture them, then here, you know, in the mainland where we rely on a lot of these medications, patients are going to see shortages soon, right? So it's the medications. I mean, some of them, we'll just give some names that we know about. Humira, which is for rheumatologic drug.
Adalimumab? That's in that commercial all the time, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Some of the ones that prevent stroke, and some, including some for HIV, are only made on that island.
Wow,
so
that's a big deal.
It's going to be a big problem.
That's a big deal. All right, thank you.
All right, switching gears a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about food, and it seems like some of us are actually born picky eaters. Scientists have identified 2 genes that could explain why we don't like certain foods. Fascinating. It all comes down to the genes at the end of the day, doesn't it? It's really crazy.
I agree. I mean, environment plays a big role, right? So even the researchers won't deny that. But at least these 2 genes seem to relate to bitter taste at the back of your mouth. So for kids, you know, looking at these small kids, they found that some of them are really picky eaters because they get this bad taste. So they're resistant to trying certain things. That doesn't mean the parents have to give up immediately, but maybe, you know, try a little. But it could be something genetic, not just the parenting skills.
So are you saying that my love of chocolate and potato chips is directly connected to my parents? So I can just continue. Okay, I'm going to continue on.
Blame it on them.
Okay.
They get the blame for everything else anyway, right? Parents, thankless cake.
But one thing they did say is if kids refuse to eat, that's usually not genetic. So that's something else. And tantrums seem to be related to a different gene. So tantrums at meal times are related to something different than if you're a picky eater by itself. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. Things can taste different to different people. Cool.
Dr. Devi, thank you.
Dr. Devi, we appreciate it.